Hi there, and welcome back to Twist and Flow Wellness Studio. My name is Adeline, and I'm back with the sixth installment of our Yoga Break series. Today's video is going to be a mini Yin yoga practice. So, Yin is a lot different than our traditional Hatha yoga. We'll only be taking a few poses throughout the entirety of our class, and we'll hold each pose for 1 to 2 full minutes. Most of these postures are low to the ground and they're somewhere where we can sink, settle, soften into stillness. For today's practice, you will need some props. So go ahead and grab 2 blocks and a blanket of any variation. When you're ready, you can hop on your mat, come on down to the ground, and we'll get started. Our first pose is called a lung bench, and we'll need all of our props to come into that. So go ahead and start by grabbing your blocks. We'll take 1 block at the highest height, set that at the very top of our mat. Take our secondary block the long direction, about a fist distance away from that first top block, and then we'll reach for our blanket. Unroll your blanket and keep it folded so you have a few layers of fabric here, and you can take that blanket and drape it over your 2 blocks that you have set up here. Then we'll go ahead and turn to face the front edge of our mat. Bring our tailbone, our hips, about a fist or 2 away from that bottom block, centering ourselves up. And then we'll start to walk our torso backwards so we can come to lay over those 2 blocks. Firstly, as you come back, the bottom of your rib cage should hit the corner of that first block. And then as you lay down, your shoulder blades should peel, roll over either side of your first block, and your top block should catch the base of your head as it meets your neck. So as you come to this posture, you should find support from those 2 blocks. Then we'll reach our arms out into a T to either side, really encouraging the shoulders to release, roll open in space. And a few options for your legs: either extend them out long in front of you, or bring the soles of the feet together, opening the knees out wide to find your reclined butterfly. Then once you arrive in your posture, soften the gaze, closing the eyes. Allow yourself to begin to melt. Seal off the lips, breathing in and out through your nose here. We'll find a pause in stillness in this pose for the next 2 full minutes, allowing yourself to pay attention to your breath, to your physical body, seeing if you can use each exhale to release, soften any tension. We're about halfway through our hold here. So bring your attention back through the physical body. Notice if you started to grip or hold tension. See if you can release, softening through the skin of the face, unclenching the jaw. Settle back in. 1 more minute here. We'll take 4 more breath cycles here. Okay, and as you're ready, you can start to blink your eyes back open. Start to wiggle through the fingers and the toes. Take your arms, and if you had your legs in that reclined butterfly, go ahead and sweep your hands down to your thighs to lift those knees back up. Setting your hands, your elbows on the floor. Start to lift yourself back up to a seat. Go ahead and move nice and slow, taking all the time that you need to rise up. Extend both of your legs out long, and as you come up, just take a few cycles of breath here. Let that settle. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the floor. Step that right foot up and over your left knee, and then we'll start to walk the right foot off the left edge of our mat, bringing the knees on top of one another or close as a visual. From here, use an inhale, sit up nice and tall through the spine. Exhale, start to hinge, fold forward, coming to the fingertips or the palms here, tucking the chin to the chest and allowing the upper body to round over. Your forehead draws towards your right knee. Pause here in your half shoelace forward fold. Option to close down the eyes or soften the gaze. Reconnect with your breath, filling up the low belly, breathing into the upper back body. Your exhale allows you to soften. See if you can find space. We'll spend another full minute right here. We'll take 4 more cycles of breath. With your next inhale, slowly start to roll it back up to your seat. Take your time to unravel here, extending the right leg out long in front. And we'll switch sides, bending into the left knee. Step that left foot up and over the right knee. And then we'll walk our left foot off the right edge of the mat, drawing your knees towards one another, bringing them to stack. And then we'll sit up nice and tall with our inhale. And with our exhale, we'll find that fold, diving into our half shoelace on the left-hand side here. Go ahead and release, soften through the right leg, tucking the chin to the chest. The forehead draws towards the left knee. We're a little over halfway through our hold. Just notice if you've caught yourself holding any tension. Try to find that softness, that ease once more, continuing to breathe deeply here. We'll take 4 more cycles of breath here. With your next inhale, start to walk it, roll it back up to a seat. Gently unravel, bringing your left leg back out in front. From here, we'll transition up to downward facing dog. First, we'll disassemble our props. So go ahead and move that blanket back off to the side. And we're going to take our 2 blocks and bring them towards the front edge of our mat so that they're in grabbing distance. Then we sweep the legs off to one side, roll forward to come through our tabletop, walking the pinkies towards the edges of the mat, the toes curl under, and we send our tailbone up high and back for our downward facing dog. Take a moment here, grip through all 10 finger pads, lift up out of the chest, the shoulders, press the chest back in space towards the thighs. Take a few cycles of breath here as you allow the head and neck to soften, get heavy. With your next exhale, find that big bend in the knees, inhaling to look forward. With your exhale, slowly take those baby steps to walk it up to your forward fold. Feet come up between the hands. From there, we'll walk our feet out a little bit wider than hips distance apart. And with your exhale, relax the head, neck, and shoulders over so the crown, the very tippy top of your head, drops down towards the floor. Option to just allow the hands to fall towards the floor, or you could clasp opposite elbow, making your way towards that ragdoll fold. This posture is called a forward fall, and we'll hold right here for 30 full seconds. Keep your breath moving steadily in and out through the nose here. We'll take 4 more breaths here. With the end of your next exhale, release the bind on your elbows if you were taking it. With your inhale, lift up halfway, find your flat back. With your exhale, we're shifting the weight over to the left foot to step the right foot back in space to find a big lunge. And then we're lowering the right knee to the floor, untucking the right toes. From here, we'll grab our blocks. Bring one under each palm on the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot out to the edge of the mat. Then turn those left toes open about 15 degrees to find your lizard lunge. If you need, you can play with walking that right knee back, really opening up that front hip, playing with the height of your blocks. You can lower them down to the lowest level, keep them on the high or medium setting here. We'll pause, hold in stillness here for 2 full minutes, keeping that connection with your breath at the forefront of your mind. We're halfway there. Keep breathing. Notice if you found or built up any tension. See if you can soften again. Use each exhale to lean, move into that space if you've created any. You're doing great. Sometimes these longer holds can be quite challenging mentally. We'll take 4 more breaths here. With your next exhale, start to press your hips so you can lift them up just a bit. And we're going to work to sweep our left knee back underneath us, coming back to that tabletop pose. We'll make our way back up through our downward facing dog, come through that forward fall, and hit our lizard lunge on the other side. So curl those toes under, send the tailbone up high and back, pressing the chest back in space. Take 2 big full breaths here. With your next exhale, find that big bend in the knees, inhaling to look forward. Exhale, walk it up. Make your way back to that forward fold. As you arrive, the feet walk out a little bit wider than hips distance. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders over the crown, dropping towards the ground. Option to just allow your arms to relax, release towards the floor. Maybe you take that bind, clasping opposite elbows. Pausing in stillness once more, 30 full seconds here. We'll take 4 more breaths here. And with the end of your next exhale, release that bind. If you were taking it, use your next inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. With your exhale, release. We'll step the left foot back in space to find that lunge this time. Really getting a nice big step back so we can lower the left knee, top of the left foot to the floor. Grab our blocks once more if needed. Bring them underneath your palms, your shoulders inside the right foot. Walk that right foot out to the edge of your mat. Turn those toes open about 15 degrees. And maybe you want to scoot that left knee back just a bit more. Play with the placement of your blocks. Really find a position that feels good for you so that you can pause, holding in that stillness. Lifting out of the shoulders to create space in the chest, tucking the chin in. Notice if you're gripping or holding any tension. Bring yourself back to your breath, keeping that rhythm slow and steady. 1 more full minute here. We'll take 4 more breath cycles. As you're ready, you can start to lift, pressing into the right foot to lift the hips. Sweep your right knee back underneath you. And from here, we'll swing the legs off to one side or the other. You can grab those blocks, set them off to the side. We'll extend the legs out long, make our way into our final resting posture, Shavasana. So scoot yourself forward on your mat so you can extend the legs, lower the head, neck, and shoulders down towards the floor. Option if you'd like to grab your blanket, unroll it, and cover yourself up to any degree. Maybe you come to cover up all the way here, opening your arms at your sides as you bring the head, neck, and shoulders to the floor, relaxing through the feet, through the shoulders, closing down the eyes, seal off the lips. Take your attention back to your breath, and we'll soften into stillness in our last posture here. 2 full minutes in Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring that energy, your life force back through your physical body. Slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allow that movement to grow. Roll through the wrists and the ankles. As you're ready, you can blink those eyes back open to the space around you. Go ahead and uncover if you were draped with that blanket. Bend into one knee, bringing the foot to the floor, and then the other. And from there, go ahead and roll through one side. We'll pause in our fetal pose for just 4 breaths here before we come all the way up, softening or closing the eyes back down. As you're ready, you can start to lift, press yourself up into a seat, come through a seated posture of your choice, or we'll come to close, sitting up nice and tall, shutting down those eyes. Pause to give yourself grace, gratitude. Thanks for making your way to your mat today, carving out this time to soften into stillness, rediscover your inner, your true self. And as always, I thank you so much for joining me here. It's always a joy and an honor to guide you. And when you're ready, we can bring our palms together in prayer at our heart center, taking 2 breaths in through the nose to sigh out through the mouth together to close. Inhaling in, exhale out. Inhale in, Exhale out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this practice helped you settle, soften into stillness, maybe discover something new. And I hope to see you back here on your mat sometime soon.